Okay, following on from our previous video, we can also express powers of cosine in terms of multiple angles. So I'm going to do this example for cos to the 5 of theta. And we start with a very similar starting point, except it's going to be z plus z to the minus 1 instead of z minus z to the minus 1. And that's going to be to the power 5 using the identities we came up with before. So that was z to the n plus z to the minus n equals 2 cos of n theta. Then we can state that this is just equal to 2 cos of theta to the power 5, because n is 1. And then we can apply that power 5 to both of those, so that's going to be 32 cos to the 5 of theta. So that's using the substitution, but we can also use the binomial expansion on this. So that's going to give us z to the 5 plus 5z cubed plus 10z plus 10z to the minus 1 plus 5z to the minus 3 plus z to the minus 5. Okay, so it's binomial expanding this. And what we can do from there is combine the terms again. So first and last, second and penultimate, third and third to last. Z to the 5 plus z to the minus 5 plus 5 into z cubed plus z to the minus 3, and then plus 10 into z plus z to the minus 1. And again, we're going to use this theory up here to replace these for causes. So in this case, n is 5, in this case, n is 3, and in this case, n is 1. So here we're going to get 2 cos of 5 theta plus 2 times the 5 will give us the 10 cos of 3 theta and plus 20 cos of theta. Now this bracket here has been expanded binomially to give this, and has been we've used substitution to give this, therefore these two are identical. So we end up with 32 cos to the 5 theta is identical to 2 cos of 5 theta plus 10 cos of 3 theta plus 20 cos of theta. Divide that by the 32. Will give us cos of 5 theta plus 5 cos of 3 theta plus 10 cos of theta, all divided by 16. In general, powers of cos will always be in terms of multiple angles of cos. In fact, even more generally, if n is odd, then it will be all the odd numbers down to 0. If n is even, it would be all the even numbers down to 0, including a constant. However, for sine, so powers of sine theta will be in terms of multiple angles of sine of theta if n is odd and cos of theta if n is even. Okay. And the reason for that is because sine of theta is an odd function. So if you take an odd function, raise it to an odd power, you're going to get an odd function. But if you take an odd function, you raise it to an even power, it's going to be an even function. So you need the causes in there.